Do you ever wonder what a Gen X thinks? Welcome to Gen X Slices.
There. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you the story. I was living in Central Oregon. I was living in Bend, Oregon, and Bend, Oregon was a little town across the Cascades. Now you had all the way down Highway 5. You had Portland and Salem and Medford and Eugene. You had all down the I-5 corridor. You had all the big cities, and then there was the I-5 corridor. There was the Cascade Mountains, and then you had a little town called Bend on the other side. It was a satellite city. It was just a little tiny town, and businesses would branch out to that direction. Now, my friend's name was Rick Sagermano, and Rick was a completely unique guy. I love this guy. I was jealous of this guy because I was probably in my late 20s, and this guy was just crossing 21, 22. So he's close in age, but he had the most unique perspective on life I'd seen in years. Now, follow me on this. Follow my Rick Sagermano story. Okay. Personally, this guy, I had an automotive repair shop right at the split of Highway 97 and Highway 20, right across from what used to be the Mountain View Mall. And they tore it all down and did some weird shit. Anyway, so I had a shop there for years and years and years and years and years, probably 9 or 10 years, and automotive repair shop. So Rick, I met him because he came in, and I think he worked. The company he worked for was Brewed Hot Coffee, and what they would do is their company would come in and put up a coffee machine and teas and teas and coffees and sugars and creams and a coffee machine and cups and everything, and they would put a station in. They put a real coffee station in, and then so your customers could have this and I'd have to deal with it, which I thought was great. It was not super expensive, and Rick would come by once a week. He'd clean everything and restock everything, and I thought it was a good deal. Well, Brewed Hot Coffee was a pretty good company from the other side of the Cascades, from Highway 5. It was Portland, Salem, Medford, Eugene, all that down there, and so all their offices and all their stuff were on that side. But they did hire one guy with one van, and they rented a really small little roll-up door warehouse space for his van that he could go do his deliveries in, and his product, the coffee and the teas and stuff. And so Rick was hundreds of miles away from corporate. He was kind of on his own because he didn't go back to the company meetings. And he wasn't. He was a satellite operation, and he did a really good job. And he had this uh, blonde curly hair tied back like Sammy Hagar into a ponytail, and he was just a cool, friendly cat. I dug this guy. I don't know him anymore, but I did. So anyway, so Rick Sacramento is working in Central Oregon, doing all this stuff over there. He's working with our shop. He's putting in the coffee and doing his stuff, and he's driving a van. He's got a company van. He very rarely is on that side of the hill. Now hold on a second, because the truth is at the bottom of this glass, and I need to tell you the truth on Rick and this dumb little story I'm about to unfold on you, and I have to go get the rest of the story. If you want it to be interesting, you want the truth of the story, we all got to go to the bottom of the glass. The truth is at the bottom of the glass. We are the bottom of the glass nation. I'm obligated. Yes, I chase it with a Coke. I'm not a young man anymore. Gen X mom calls it my training wheels. Hate when she does that. She does it in front of my friends too. Okay, so Rick's perspective on life. I kind of told you this backwards, but that was his job. But he would leave um, every winter, probably about September or October, and he would leave the country and he would go down to the South Pacific. He would go to the Caribbean, and he would hang out there for a few months and come home. And he came home with the same perspective every time, but the same stories every time. He says, you don't know how lucky we are. Even if we have two old cars as Americans, we have so much more than everybody else. We have a house. And he loved being down there. He loved working on boats, and he'd find scrap jobs down there. And he'd live in the Bahamas one year, the Caribbean. He'd move around. Every year he'd go someplace tropical and come home. Now, no wife, no girlfriend, no kids. And he had an arrangement with Brewed Hot Coffee where he could leave and do that because he kept the job for a long time. So things were working famously, and I was always envious of this guy. I'm like, how do you fucking go do that? It's great, man. I mean, kids and stuff, and I can't. And he really just enjoyed traveling, being single. He really did. And he always had the greatest stories. Cyber Bullets, $5. Drink one water for this, please. All right. Cyber Bullets, you are literally the first person who's ever dropped a $5 bill and told me to drink water. All right, Cyber Bullets, are we happy now? We'll continue with the story. We good? My man? All right. Am I slurring my words or something? Did he drop that on me because I'm fucking up? I mean, I feel pretty good. I got the buzz going on, but I haven't crossed that line yet, have I? All right. So Rick does this every year, and every year he comes back with these great stories about where he's been and what he's done, and I always want to listen. And he starts his delivery route again in spring. And like I told you, he works pretty much away from the company. He doesn't go to company meetings. He drives over there once every 3 months and just makes an appearance and says, hey, I'm Rick, remember me? They send him all the stuff across the hill. Everything's good. So one day he shows up at my shop and he says this. He goes, you got to come out to my van. Now he's got an old delivery box van, like an old Chevy box van, and it runs good. And I've helped him keep it running and done some stuff for him. But he goes, you got to come check this out. And I'm like, all right, what am I checking out? I walk out there, and he's got this stereo system in his fucking van. I mean, big amp, new speakers. It's fucking loud. I said, that's far out, man. It's really good. And so he does his thing and leaves. And a week later, he comes back doing his normal route. And he's in there, and he goes, hey, he goes, I got to call he goes, I got to call a pager. He goes, I got to call a corporate. I said, no, you just use the phone right here. So he picks the phone. He calls corporate. Now, this is how his conversation went with corporate. Rick's on the phone. He goes, yeah, this is Rick Sagermano. I'm calling from Bend. No, I need. Oh, you do? Okay, hang on. Yeah, I'll get right. I'll get to that. But I'm calling you because you guys. Oh, you do? Yeah. No, I'll hold. He waits and he goes, yeah, and he's clearly been put through to his boss. He goes, no, it's hey, yeah, it's Rick. No, I got everything. No, it's no, you're not. You got it. Oh, you do? Okay, hang on. I'll wait. He puts it in. He says, you want me to talk to the president of the company? So he's on with the president, and he takes a minute. He goes, hey, you want me to talk to the president of the company? He said, all right, knock yourself out, man. And this is what Rick says. He goes, no, yeah. He goes, yeah, I know who you are. Yeah. Yes, I put a stereo in the company truck. Well, yeah, it was a lot of money. Well, no, it's about 1,700. No, yes, I did spend company money on. It's in the company truck. And the guy's yelling. I can hear the president of the company screaming through the phone. And Rick, in somewhat disbelief and in a regular tone, he goes, yeah, no, I got you. You sound very upset. I understand. I didn't get authorization. Okay, listen. I don't think you're being fair about this. To the president of the company, he tells the guy, you're not being fair. Well, you haven't even heard the stereo yet. I mean, how can you judge? You didn't even listen to it. Hello? I swear to God, the fucking guy at that time in life, that would have been like charging $3,000 or $4,000 now on the company credit card to put a stereo in your old Chevy delivery truck, and then telling the president of the company that he's fucking not being fair because he hasn't heard it yet. It was worth every fucking dime. I seriously just lost my fucking shit. I almost closed up the shop and went home for the day because I didn't think anything could top that. I thought my day's complete. I'm never going to hear anything this cool again. Oh, Rick Sagermano with with his big heart. That's what he fucking said, man. He told